Our next contest this evening is a 10 3-minute international super bantamweight contest. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner with a record of 7 wins, 18 losses with 4 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 9 stone, 2 pounds, 9 ounces, and tonight he wears the red and white shorts. Please welcome from Croatia, Antonio Horvatic. And across the ring in the blue corner stands the WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight Champion with a record of 16 wins, 1 loss with 6 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 9 stone, 2 pounds and 2 ounces. And tonight he wears the grey and black shorts. Please welcome from Erith, Louis Pettitt. Your referee in charge of the action is Mr. Bob Williams of Watford. He will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Okay, lads, obey my commands. In the event of a knockdown, the fighter standing will go to the furthest neutral corner and stay there. Defend yourself at all times. Touch gloves.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is 10 3-minute rounds.
I'll leave you to tell us exactly where Antonio Horvatic comes from, Barry. It's not the easiest pronunciation I've ever seen. I'll settle with the fact he's from Croatia. Louis Pettitt from Erith, and with just 1 setback in 17 pro fights, and celebrated his 25th birthday earlier this week. And here looking to improve on his already high ranking, ranked number 4 by the WBA, and he was actually offered a fight by Leo Santa Cruz on the Mayweather-Pacquiao bill, but they thought, I think probably rightly, that he wasn't ready for that. And but he is somebody who's just slowly and quietly improving.
Do you know what? He's a good fighter. I feel disappointed that we don't see him enough on Box Nation, I have to be honest, and I'm glad he's getting a viewing, because he's good to watch. He's an exciting fighter. He's in a great division, the super bantamweights, and he's you know, he's not far behind some of the bigger boys. You know, he's not quite there yet, but he's developing into a really good fighter. Well,
absolutely. There's so much talent in this division. I already mentioned Leo Santa Cruz there, but of course last weekend saw Scott Quigg and Carl Frampton in action. There's a fairly tasty Cuban as well, isn't there? Rigondo, he can fight a bit. And what's the other guy called? Lomachenko. They're all fairly decent scrappers.
Nonito Donaires come back down to super bantamweight as well. You know, he's,
yeah, and says he wants Quigg.
You know, yeah. You know, it's a good division, and also domestically as well. You know, with Jazza Dickens, you know, it's a really good division. And Lewis is a good fighter in that division. He
is, very much so, and he's working well with Alan Smith, his trainer, and is slowly moving forward. It took Mitchell Smith 3 rounds to get rid of Horvatic. Well, it was in the 3rd round at York Hall back in March, and this is actually the 7th fight that Horvatic has had this year. Busy guy. It
was a horrible knockout, wasn't it, by Mitchell Smith? A real nasty combination of punches that put Horvatic to sleep.
Mitchell Smith in action later on tonight against the Filipino Dennis Tiberian.
Just slipped down to the body with that left hook there. Should Louis Pettitt. There you go, land a good left hook to the chin there. Just need that body shot to finish it off. That's a good shot there. And then skipping out of distance.
I know I've said this before when I've commentated on Lewis's fights. As a kid, he went down the gym and he wasn't one to be easily disappointed. He lost his first 12. But he kept coming, and here he is.
Yeah, you know,
this goes to show.
It does go to show, because most people would give up. I would have, for sure.
That's nice. A couple of body shots, and then switching the attack to the head effectively.
And the movement with the punches, John, not just throwing the shots. You know, he's still, and then he's dipping his, he's bending his legs, dipping his shoulders, just making sure when if anything comes back, he's out of range.
That's a fairly decent opening round for Louis Pettitt.
Watch what comes back. Move your head after your combinations in chunks. Let's go up.
Just a little warning, but he doesn't want to be incurring the displeasure of the referee, Bob Williams. First round, though, in the bag for the English fighter, Lewis Pettitt. Horvatic, only fair to say, has lost 9 of his last 10. He's very much in the sort of journeyman class nowadays.
Of course he is, and you know, he's never going to win this fight. It'd be a huge upset if he even made this fight close, let's be honest. But he does make you work. He's a naturally bigger guy than Lewis, so you know, it can be a little bit of a workout rather than a real test. But we get to see him, that's the good thing. We get to see him showcase his skills, and he deserves the chance to shine. He's been boxing on big bills, haven't he, Lewis Pettitt, and he's just missed out on getting shown on TV for a lot of his fights.
One of a good number of promising young fighters in this country at the moment. Overall, I think British boxing's in a pretty good place at the moment, Barry.
It absolutely felt you pick any weight, and you can name at least 3 fighters who are either world class or close to world class, and that, you know, that puts us in just a great position. And we've got some good fighters coming through in all weights, all over the country, with all different promoters. I can't remember the boxing being so healthy that it has been in the last few years.
Nice variety from Pettitt.
Horvatic, he drops that left hand, just not massively though, just below the chin. So for me, if Pettitt just jabs to the head, solid jab to the chest or the body, then whip that right hand over the top, and that'll be a combination that will work.
Horvatic having a little attacking spell of his own. Not getting Pettitt in any sort of real trouble though. Nice body shot, good left hook.
Good boy. So concentrate 10 seconds. Oh, good boy. Good workout.
Round 3.
Fairly comfortable opening couple of rounds for Lewis Pettitt. And Alan Smith preaching that he just maintains patience. Horvatic again, just trying to get onto the front foot and show a little bit of few attacking moves. No knockdown, of course, there.
These are the sort of fights where you really, all the things you've been doing in the gym, these are the fights where you can practice. I think Lewis is at that level now with someone like this guy. He can practice some of the things new things he's been trying out in the gym and see if they work.
He's a West Ham fan, is Lewis. Likes his football, despite that. Did I say that? Sorry, apologies all West Ham fans.
Oh, good body shot there from Lewis. And he doubled up from body to head, from head to body, I should say. Something we were talking about a couple of rounds ago. That's it.
No knockdown again, but I think those body shots are just taking a little bit out of Horvatic.
Keep up. Box on. Box on.
Pulling down on the back of the head, and Bob Williams rightly says no knockdown. No knockdown for the moment. body shots again. Horvatic having to cover up.
He's digging the punches in, Lewis. Just, you know, I think he got time though, just to turn the body, just to spin on the body a little bit, just to get a different angle with that left hook. Boxing nice though. He's in control, isn't he? A little low there with the right hand, and Bob Williams, referee, just warning him. That's better from Lewis.
Lewis with that one blemish on his record. It was a defeat back in 2012, which we showed it, didn't we, against Ian Bailey. Fight at York Hall, Southern Area title fight, but he's come on a bit since then.
I think he's one of those fighters that's shown, you know, a loss doesn't finish your career. You know, he lost, he took the loss, he came back from it, and he's regrouped, and he's become a much better fighter for it.
Just knocked off balance a little by that left hand from Horvatic. Last punch of a round, which again goes to Lewis Pettitt. Has Alan Smith got an earpiece on your commentary, Barry? I swear that was a bit of an echo of what we just heard about 30 seconds ago.
I don't like the boast, John, but, you know, great minds and all that.
Sounds like boasting to me. Boxing nicely though, Pettitt. In all seriousness, if a little bit in the comfort zone, maybe.
I think Alan Smith, you know, he loves a good plan, doesn't he, Alan Smith? We've seen that before, you know, especially with Bradley Skeet. And I think, you know, obviously the plan was to just confuse this guy slowly, just work him over a little bit until he's ready for the taking. Maybe you don't want to get dragged into a wall before the guy's ready to go.
He's a familiar visitor to these shores. Lost to Romeo Romeo last year. He's been in against a good few others.
But they're naturally big. They're bigger guys, aren't they, than Lewis? You know, Mitchell Smith's another bigger guy, super featherweight.
That's what's called embarrassing, I think.
Oh, lovely uppercut there in that exchange from Pettitt. I still think the jab to the body and the right hand over the top will work a treat for Lewis.
Crowd enjoying what Petit's producing here.
Well, he's a boxer by trade, but he looked very comfortable coming forward. There was a very low left hand from him there. Not afraid to look for the floor, is he, Horvatic?
Several occasions he's been down without a knockdown being given. Right hand from Pettitt was a little bit low there on the blind side of the referee.
I thought that another body shot earlier on, but I think the protector is very high. Horvatic, I think the referee's letting him have that. As we've just seen there, I think he's allowing shots on the band. Some good educated pressure, hasn't it, in this round from Pettitt.
Walked straight into a left-hand lead there, though.
Taking in shots while they're in close. He's looking for the target as well. He's not just throwing up muscle memory. He's actually looking to place his shots.
Nice variety about his work. I'm sure the crowd would like to see him start to throw a couple of bombs, but you heard it for yourself from the corner that Alan Smith quite happy that he continues in the mode that he is in right now.
Just showing himself to be elusive and then making Horvatic pay for his mistakes. It's good. It's a good. I think it's a good display. It's not rip-roaring stuff, but you know he's dominating everything, which he should, to be honest. It's boxing a guy at this level.
So work it long. Okay, watch what comes back. Okay, when you spun him, you should have jumped on him. Listen, he hasn't got 10 rounds in him. If you just pick and poke for a couple of rounds, okay, yeah, good boy. Good jab, good right hands. When you're walking away with your hands down, that's fine. But watch what's coming back, kid. Okay, yeah. That left upstairs, little uppercut, then drop it down to the body, then step round him straight away. Okay? Spin him round and then... There you go, shot. I've got it, it's right.
Well, while you were watching Lewis Pettitt with Alan Smith there, I had a little look at Antonio Horvatic, let me get his name right, in the opposite corner, and he's looking a little bit tired and a little bit dispirited, I think.
Even though Alan Smith's saying take your time, you know, just soften him up, be a few more rounds, I got a feeling that Petit's looking to maybe just add a little bit more pressure.
Gomje Njeginic. That's where Antonio Horvatic is from.
Well, he's from the red corner. That's the way I'm going to say, John.
Oh, good work. Nice body shots from Pettitt. He'll be looking to get him out of there before the distance.
Oh, so that's good.
Good footwork.
It's what Alan Smith was asking for a couple of rounds ago. About after your work, just change the angle just a little bit to throw that last little shot. And doing things like that, it's not only it doesn't only just give you a different angle of attack. It means the opponent got to go looking for you. You can't just throw blindly back and you be in front of him. You're on to his left or to his right, and he's got to make that extra little adjustment himself.
How much does a fighter like Lewis Pettitt get, though, from a contest like this? Because let's be honest about it, there's been no stage at which Horvatic has looked remotely as though he's going to win it.
Nothing, except for just getting the rounds. Obviously, trained for a bigger fight, and that fell through. So it's to just get rid of all that training camp. You want to get rid of all that energy and frustration, obviously. You know,
and a payday, of course. It's a professional game.
Yeah, we don't learn nothing new about Lewis. We get to see him on TV, which is great, because he's missed. I keep saying he's missed a few times, but we don't learn nothing new because we know what he's all about. But he gets made to practice a few things in the gym, and he gets the rounds under his belt for when he does fight for the title now later on in the year. And also, it mentally demoralising because, you know, as I said, he was training for the title fight, and then that fell through, and he had to get a late replacement, and we know how that affects fighters sometimes. And he's boxed well. So he was never going to lose this, obviously, but, you know, I think he showed a good variety in his work.
Complete shutout at the moment. Not a lot now coming back from Horvatic.
And he got plenty in the tank as well, Pettitt. I think he can, if he wanted to, start putting the pressure on now. I think Horvatic is weakening now. I think the time's right for Pettitt to put his foot on the pedal.
Sorry? You ain't gone straight close. Every time long, you hurt him. Every single time. But you don't listen.
Yeah, stay long.
Stay long, that's all. You'll catch him. The referee will get sick of it. You keep hitting him. You keep doing it long. And you'll find your opportunity with him and walk in. Yeah. 1-2 left hook, slip downstairs. Jab hook, spin round and catch him. A few more angles will be going, Miss Kid. Yeah. Hey, yeah? You're looking a bit bored, don't you?
Keep it long.
That's a lovely right hand to the body there, isn't it, as well? Good technique with it, bending the knees first before he throws the punch, not leaning into the shot too much. So we got perfect balance when he lets it go.
So we move into the second half of the fight. Lewis Pettitt firmly in control. And the question is whether or not he's going to be able to find the shots to get this fella out of there.
I think he's capable. I think he's capable to force a stoppage at the very least, if he wants to take any risks. But Alan Smith is such a technician that he doesn't want him to take any risk and still get the stoppage.
He's certainly trying to throw more from range at this stage, working behind his jab.
That wasn't bad there from Horvatic. With the old pro stuff there from Pettitt, landing the left hook to the body, using the forehand there just to lift the head of his opponent, then landing the left hook.
Nice footwork.
And good accuracy as well with the shots. Though to be fair, he's right in front of him, isn't he?
And there's not a deal coming back. He did put some big attack together. I'm not sure that the referee would be wanting to see too much more because it is so one-sided. Yeah, it really is. I think if Pettitt just started to go on the front foot now, we'll try and push him back like that. Just a change of pace in the punches maybe from Pettitt now and again. Talking of Bradley Skeets, there he is on the far side of the ring watching on.
Oh, lovely shot, lovely right hand, making the space for it as well with the feet.
Going through the full range of moves and a full range of punches, Lewis Pettitt, as he notches up yet another 6 out of 6.
He hasn't put a foot wrong. He's boxing really well. You know, for the spectator's point of view, it's a little bit repetitive, to be honest.
Exactly.
But he's boxing well. He's landing with some great shots, and you know, he hasn't put a foot wrong all night.
You're not going to get nothing through. Your jab is brilliant, your right hand. But you're catching them when you keep that nice long distance. And when you do that, step to the side and start again. If you chuck free, step and start 4 straight away, okay? I told you it's just a long workout for you. You won't get to 10 now, I promise you.
So you bang, 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 bang. Have a rest, jab, jab, then bang, 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 bang. Okay? Come into him.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because when he throws 6 punches at you,
okay,
he's going to be tired then.
You.
Yeah. Okay? Don't just let him throw everything.
Round 7.
Horvatic definitely guessing the message and not wanting to hear much more of it.
No. And then came out landed with a good jab. But I think that'll help Pettitt. Horvatic comes out with a little bit of intent and, you know, tries to win a round. You know, when you throw in punches, you're open yourself, and I think that'll he'll be open enough for Pettitt to exploit that.
Hasn't looked as though he's exactly consumed by burning ambition so far, has he?
Oh, not at all. But we've seen him before, so we sort of expect that. He'll put a lot of pressure on you, so he'll make you work. But once he knows you have a good engine and you're not tiring, then he does close up shop.
A little bit of use of the elbow, and this time the referee sees it and has a word with Lewis Pettitt. If you're just joining us, Billy Joe Saunders going to be in action before too long. And Andy Lee with us at ringside tonight, going to be a very interested observer. That big world title fight coming up in Limerick on September the 19th, which you'll only be able to see with us here on Box Nation unless you actually make the trip across to Ireland. And that's going to be some atmosphere.
It really is. Cheap tickets as well, you know. I think like €33 or €38 or something ridiculous like that for a seat.
Holds 30-odd thousand.
Yeah, it is a really good stadium.
It's capturing a bit of the old public imagination.
It's a good fight. You know, I was thinking to Andy earlier saying, I know it's a world title fight, but even if it was for nothing, it's a genuine good fight.
One or two of the handy lads from my neck of the woods have already said, I think we'll come over for that one.
That's good from Pettitt again.
Continues to work Horvatic over with the variety of punches, switching from body to head really effectively. Good work this is.
Some good overhand rights there. That combination from Pettitt. He's just starting to sit down a little bit more on his punches.
Thought Horvatic was starting to lose eyes. He stops him straight away, and I think that's right. Nothing was coming back. One-way traffic right the way through the fight. Alan Smith was right. He didn't have 10 rounds in him, and the first big attack, as he let the punches flow, that was the end of that.
Well, you said about 2 rounds ago, John, that you think if Pettitt put a little bit of sustained pressure on Horvatic, so the referees would want to step in because it was so one-sided, and Pettitt did. You know, all of a sudden he just stood his ground. I was just saying just before that, he started to sit down on his punches a little bit more. And that was just a little factor. I think it was a good display. You know, it was an obvious win for him, and he was in almost a no-win situation because he was up against a guy who was never going to beat him. But after having a title fight postponed, you know, just to get the work and to get the show his array of skills on TV, I think it was a good, nice work for Lewis.
He's a very, very competent young fighter, 25 years old, and he'll head to very much tougher tests than this one. Let's watch again how the end came. Bit of use of the shoulder, I think, to bully him back in the first place, and now he's starting to unload. Down we go, and Bob Williams says, OK, that'll do.
Yeah, you couldn't fault the referee for wanting to stop it. The body shots, the right hooks of the body, he'd been weakening Horvatic all night with those shots. And Horvatic there, you know, I said earlier on, he looks for the floor sometimes when he gets pushed. And then he took that body shot, he sat down on the rope, and there was only one way to go. The referee was right, and a good win for Lewis Pettitt.
Which Mark Burdiss will now confirm.
At 2 minutes 40 seconds of the 7th round, your referee has stopped the contest. He deemed Antonio Horvatic was in no position to continue. The winner in the blue corner from Erith, Lewis Pettitt.
One-way traffic on this occasion. Lewis Pettitt is going to be able to be a very viable sort of opponent for some very much more talented people as the years unfold.
Lewis Pettitt, I'm sure, will want a step up. We'll have a quick word with him in just a moment. Andy Lee, your thoughts on that? You kept telling Lewis to keep on him from the 2nd or 3rd round, which suggested you thought he might have finished it a bit quicker.
Yeah, but I think after a while he kind of settled in and was enjoying doing the rounds. And then when it looked like the fellow was ready to go, when he wanted to, he stepped it up and put it on him and got the fellow out of there. But yeah, I think he could have got it at any time. But like when you put on that much pressure on an opponent, and then you take a step back, they kind of get all the chance to breathe in and relax again, and then you have to just start it all again. You got to keep sustained pressure on those type of guys, or else they're going to survive. They're professional survivors. That's what